Everybody loves an underdog story. The story of someone who was counted out and discarded before rising from the ashes to eventually become a winner. Well, that is true on many occasions in the footballing world. More specifically, today's video will be focusing on those footballers who were given minimal hope from the folks over at FIFA and who expected these players to be FIFA Career Mode busts, only to become household names and some of modern day football's best players. Make sure you stick around because the starting point for some of these players will definitely surprise you. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here, another FIFA sort of flashback video. Really enjoying making these videos. They take a lot of time to put together, obviously judging by the lack of uploads I've been uploading, but they are so much more enjoyable to make. So if you have any ideas on similar sort of videos you want to see in the future, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. Also make sure you show your support on this video by leaving a like and scorpion kicking that goddamn subscribe button if you are new around here. But let's get into the countdown now. So at number 10, we are going to have Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's first FIFA experience was only a few years ago, back in FIFA 13, and the English striker did have a starting overall of 67 with a potential of 69. However, his peak in FIFA has come in FIFA 19, where he has got an 82 overall and 82 potential, which gives him a plus 15 overall difference. I mean, Jamie Vardy really is the Cinderella story. I'm expecting a Hollywood movie to be made of him, or at least be made of Leicester very, very soon. But Vardy spent a large majority of his career playing non-league football with FC Halifax Town and Fleetwood Town as well. The striker balanced football with working as a technician making medical splints, and quite famously, he helped lead Leicester City from a championship side all the way to the goddamn Premier League title. It is incredible. Now, Vardy wasn't on FIFA until FIFA 13. And if he was not playing, like if they had the lower leagues, the non-professional leagues in FIFA earlier, he definitely would have been even much lower than a 67 rating, meaning he could easily be higher up this countdown. He could probably even make a push for the top sort of spots, but unfortunately for his sake, he sits at the number 10 spot. Vardy also did go to the World Cup with England, where they did make the semi-finals. Moving on now to someone I'm assuming you guys probably wouldn't have expected in this video. Number 9 on the countdown is going to be Alex Sandro. In FIFA 11, Alex Sandro was 69 rated with a potential of 75, but obviously we know how good he has become. His peak in FIFA was in FIFA 18, where he found himself at an 86 overall with an 87 potential, meaning he had a differential of plus 17. Now back in FIFA 11, the Brazilian left back was playing in his home nation, and he was playing for Santos. Since then, he has played famously for Porto and most recently for Juventus. Alex Sandro was a very strong youth player for Atletico Paranense. Again, apologies if I pronounce any of these club names wrong, but he only really began to shine when he went on loan to Santos. His parent club, Deportivo Maldonado, paid 1.8 million euros and sold him to Porto for 9.6 million after this loan spell to Santos. Alex Sandro became one of the strongest left-back talents at Porto, playing 87 games for the Portuguese side between 2011 and 2015. And in 2015, he made the big move to Juventus for 26 million euros. Many pundits and Brazilian football fans have compared him to the great Roberto Carlos for his athleticism and playing style. In at number 8, we have our first goalkeeper on the countdown. We have Keylor Navas, the Costa Rican goalkeeper in FIFA 12, started off at a 69 overall, and just like Alex Sandro had a potential of 75. However, FIFA 19, this current FIFA, is where he reached his peak, 87 rated with an 87 potential, meaning he grew by plus 18. Now Navas, just like Jamie Vardy, made his first appearance in FIFA relatively late compared to a lot of other players on this countdown. Navas didn't get into FIFA for the first time until he was age 25 when he was on loan to Levante in the La Liga. The La Liga, yeah, I said that, even though La means the in Spanish, but we move on, we digress. Now, in this FIFA 12 season when he was at Levante, he only made one appearance on loan for them, but he moved permanently to the side a season later in July 2012. And it wasn't until the 2013-14 season when Navas finally broke into the first team, but he never looked back, receiving goalkeeper of the year in La Liga for that 2013-14 season. And the following season, his career just exploded as he signed for Real Madrid for only a 10 million euro release clause. And surprisingly, Navas quickly became the successor to the great goalkeeper Iker Casillas. Navas has been the #1 man for Real Madrid for the past few seasons, but currently finds himself battling it out for the #1 spot with Thibaut Courtois. And I've got to say right now, he is holding his own. Moving into number 7 now, and it is another player from that Leicester fairy tale. I'm sure nobody's surprised to see this man on the list, but in number 7, it is going to be everybody's favorite player, N'Golo Conte. I mean, how can you hate Conte? FIFA 14 was Conte's first appearance in the franchise, where he found himself at a 69 overall with 75 potential, just like Navas and Sandro. But the reason why he is ahead of those two guys in this countdown is because of his growth since then. So currently, he is at Chelsea with his peak, and he has got an 89 overall with 89 potential, which makes it a plus 20 boost there for the Frenchman. I mean, personally, it just doesn't feel right to have him this low. And I mean, just like Navas and Jamie Vardy, he probably would have been higher if the lower leagues were earlier in FIFA. And the reason why he wasn't so high up, like why he wasn't in FIFA earlier, was because he was playing League 2 football for Boulogne and Caen. But he did sign famously for Leicester City in August 2015, which, looking back on it, an absolute steal, £5.6 million. Conte was a key figure in the Premier League title win and subsequently made the PFA Team of the Year. Only 11 months after signing with Leicester, he moved to Chelsea for £32 million. That is a big difference. I'm sure Leicester, from an analytical point, from a monetary standpoint, must be pretty pleased with that little bit of business. Currently, he is still playing at Chelsea and is considered one of the best midfielders in the world. Recently, as a FIFA fan, this is my point of reference, but recently Conte was voted into the FIFA Ultimate Team Team of the Year. Not only did Conte go from playing League 2 football to being a Premier League winner in a season, he also managed to win the 2018 FIFA World Cup with France being a key figure. So my man's has had a real glow up. I mean, if he was doing the 10-year challenge on Twitter, I'm sure he'd have one hell of a challenge. Number 6 on the countdown is someone I'm expecting a lot of you probably didn't expect to see here, but it is going to be Dimitri Paille, another Frenchman on the countdown in FIFA 07. Yeah, we're going all the way back to FIFA 07. Paille was a 61 overall with 74 potential, and the Frenchman's peak did come in FIFA 17 as he had an 85 overall and an 85 potential, giving him a plus 24 difference in the 10 years. Now, in FIFA 07, Paille was applying his trade at Nantes in the French League, and since then he's made a lot of movement around the French League. He went from Nantes to Saint Etienne to Lille to Marseille, then to the Premier League, famously with West Ham United, and then back famously again, I guess you could say, with Marseille. Paille really rose to fame at Marseille, but became a true superstar at West Ham United. I mean, personally, when I think of Paille, I struggle to think of anything else besides that free kick at Upton Park versus Crystal Palace in 2016. That was incredible. And Paille is definitely a polarizing figure. He's loved or hated, dependent on who you support, but it's hard to deny that he has had a fantastic rise. Halfway through the countdown now, and we have one of the world's biggest names, one of the world's most exciting strikers. It is the Polish striker, Robert Lewandowski, in at number 5. In FIFA 09, Lewandowski, not the worst in the world, 67 overall with a 78 potential, but I'm sure nobody would have expected then just how big the former Lech Poznan striker would become, because in FIFA 18, Robert Lewandowski, playing at Bayern Munich, reached a 91 overall with 91 potential, giving him, just like Paille, a plus 24 difference. So Lewandowski became a true superstar at Dortmund. He led them to the Champions League final versus Bayern Munich in 2013, but controversially, just like a lot of former Dortmund players, he left Dortmund for Bayern Munich. And Lewandowski is a part of one of the weirdest what-if transfer scenarios. Now, he was linked with a move to Blackburn in 2010 from Lech Poznan, but he subsequently signed for Borussia Dortmund and cancelled his trip to England following the Icelandic volcano ash cloud, which grounded all flights across Europe into England. I mean, Blackburn fans, they must be thinking, what if he played for us? I wonder how different his career would have been and how different the world would be. I guess you can say that about any transfer though. Robert Lewandowski did finish 4th in the 2015 Ballon d'Or race, and a crazy stat. I legit forget that he did this, but he broke a Bundesliga record in 2013 after scoring 5 goals in 8 minutes and 59 seconds as a substitute versus Wolfsburg. That is mental. Lewandowski has had such an underrated career, in my opinion. Nobody really talks about him. I don't hear him spoken about as much as a lot of these other players, but he's just incredible. In at number 4, we have another massive name here. It is going to be KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, Chris MD's cousin. De Bruyne in FIFA 10 did start off at a 62 overall with a mild potential of just 75, but fast forward to FIFA 19, he's not done growing yet. He is a 91 overall with a 92 potential, making him number 4 on the list and giving him a plus 29 change. Back in FIFA 10, he was playing with Genk, his childhood club, and KDB had quite a weird, I guess you could say, rise to relevance. Rise to prominence. Whilst Kevin De Bruyne was a highly praised youth product, nobody really expected him to become one of the world's best mids. After a very slow start with Chelsea and Werder Bremen, many expected him to be just another player to kind of float around the top European leagues. But a move to Wolfsburg is where the Belgian midfielder and his career really exploded. De Bruyne broke the Bundesliga record of 21 assists in a season with Wolfsburg. That is mental. He also was given the 2015 Footballer of the Year in Germany. And following a successful time at Wolfsburg, he moved to Manchester City, was one of the first signings in the Guardiola era, and De Bruyne signed for 75 million euros, making him at the time the second most expensive transfer in British footballing history. And I mean, speaking of history, the rest really is history. He has been consistently incredible across Manchester City and with the Belgian national team. Moving into the top 3 now, and we have another former Genk teammate of Kevin De Bruyne. It is our second goalkeeper on the list. It is Thibaut Courtois. Now, in FIFA 10, the same year as De Bruyne, Courtois had a mind-blowing 57 overall with just 59 potential. Fast forward to FIFA 18, where he was at his FIFA peak. He had 89 overall and 92 potential, giving him a plus 32 difference. What was going on in FIFA 10 for him to have a 57 overall? I mean, I'm not honestly sure why he had such low expectations in terms of FIFA potential, because he's always seemed to be very highly rated. Courtois has had success everywhere he's been. He won the Europa League in 2012 with Atletico Madrid on loan from Chelsea. He also won the Copa del Rey and La Liga title with Atletico Madrid. And during his time at Chelsea, he won 2 Premier League titles and the League Cup. Now this season, of course, Courtois did transfer to Real Madrid and has had a mixed start to the season, mixed success so far. Of course, we've mentioned it previously, he has been fighting it out for the #1 goalkeeper spot with Keylor Navas, and I'm interested to see how that plays out, but I'm sure there's a lot more success on the horizon for Courtois. But my God, 57 and 59. What was doing FIFA? Why? Why is he so low? Into number 2, the final 2 spots. Who are going to be the first and second biggest underdogs in FIFA history? Well, number 2, it is the final of the Leicester trio. It is Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez's first appearance in the FIFA franchise was in FIFA 12, where he started off at a 50 overall and went to 65 potential. And FIFA 19 is where he's hit his FIFA peak, currently at an 85 overall with 85 potential, giving him a plus 35 differential. That is mental. I feel like I've said mental so often, but it's true. Some of these are ridiculous. Back in FIFA 12, he was playing in the 2nd division of French football in League 2 with Le Havre. I don't know, I studied French in year 9 in high school, but I definitely was not paying enough attention. And just like his 2 other former Leicester teammates, Riyad Mahrez really came out of nowhere. But the Algerian will go down as a Leicester hero. He helped them win the Premier League title and joined them in the Championship. So he was there, just like Vardy, for a lot of the rise. And Mahrez spent 4.5 years at Leicester, scoring 42 goals in 158 appearances, including that wonder goal versus his now parent club, or his now club, Manchester City. And speaking of Manchester City, he signed for them at the start of this season for £60 million, which made Mahrez the most expensive ever African footballer. That is a title I'm sure he's proud of. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for number 1. Who is FIFA's greatest ever underdog? Can I get a drum roll, please? It is someone you might not have expected. It is Raja Nainggolan. The Belgian did start FIFA 09 as a 49 overall with a potential of just 61. Fast forward to his peak overall in FIFA 18, the Belgian with the tattoos and the awesome hairstyle found himself at an 86 overall and 86 potential, giving him a differential of plus 37 and making him our #1 spot. Il Ninja did spend FIFA 09 in the Serie B with Piacenza, where he spent a lot of his youth career since he was 5 years of age. Nainggolan has spent his entire career in Italian football, going from Piacenza to Cagliari on loan, then to Cagliari permanently, then Roma on loan, then Roma permanently, and then this season to Inter Milan. Nainggolan is considered one of the most complete midfielders in Europe, and he really did have a slow development due to lack of consistent position, really. But now he's really settled as a defensive midfielder. And Nainggolan did have a very rough childhood. His dad abandoned the family from a young age, and unfortunately, and it breaks my heart, but Nainggolan's mother did pass away when he was at a young age as well. Nainggolan is no stranger to controversy. He's had a lot of off-field issues. He loves to have a cigarette, he loves to have a drink, and he loves to go clubbing, which, I mean, no real harm in that, but you're a professional footballer, so kind of need to learn your boundaries. Nainggolan also has had controversy in terms of the Belgian national team. He actually retired from the national team at age 29 ahead of the 2018 World Cup following his snubbing from Roberto Martinez when he didn't pick him for some of the qualifiers against Mexico and Japan, and then for some of the actual World Cup games, or for the World Cup as a whole. So, whilst having a controversial career, Nainggolan still sees himself pick up the #1 spot for the biggest FIFA underdog. Lads, that is where we are going to conclude today's FIFA video. Really love looking back on the different sort of storylines in FIFA and making these videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. But most importantly, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.